So, if you've been on the internet at all this week, I guarantee you've heard of the new weekly Shonen Jump title, Kagurabachi. I mean, honestly, you're going to have to kind of be into weekly Shonen Jump to hear about it, but it has went everywhere on the internet, and it just released its first chapter. Well, technically, its second chapter should be up the day I'm uploading this video. And I read the first chapter, and honestly, it's kind of a neat Shonen Jump title. It's about a son of a blacksmith who learns from his father how to make swords, and his father is kind of this huge deal, larger than life figure because of some war that happened, and his sword making skills has made him legendary, and his son wants to follow in his footsteps. And then we shoot to 36 months later, the son has a giant scar on his face, and we just know something's happened to him. So, a bad thing has happened to that character, but boy, because now he's hunting down the Yakuza. Because the Yakuza works with a magical force, sorcerers, and apparently, again, this is just first chapter, the sorcerer did something to his father, and he's wanting revenge. And that's the gist of the story. And while it does feel like a mashup of a bunch of different Shonen Jump titles, it kind of has its own spirit to it, which could make for a very interesting series. But this has been fascinating. Legitimately fascinating. And the reason that is because in my time of watching anime and my time of reading manga, I have never seen a series take over the internet and kind of get pushed as the biggest, newest, bestest thing. Is bestest a word? Bestest, definitely. It probably is. Bestest. Dictionary, help me out. It is a word. All right, good to know. But legitimately, before its first chapter even got released on the app, it kind of had become a meme of the internet, where people were saying, oh yeah, the anime is streaming on Crunchyroll. Have you seen the new video game? It's taking over the world by storm in its very first chapter. And that got me thinking, right? Like, can a popularity or the internet pushing the next biggest thing or getting caught up in this zeitgeist of like, it's the greatest thing ever, can it be harmful to a new series? And I think it can be. Right? Like, this author and this creator just wanted to probably make a cool Shonen Jump title. And now the internet has taken it and made it bigger than One Piece. It kind of got me thinking, why? Why does the internet do that, right? Why does the internet feel like it needs to push something that maybe is great? But to be honest, it becomes this meme to an extent, and it's kind of DOA. But the problem, honestly, dude, is like, I think this weird collective that got together and wanted to push this as the biggest thing has really done this series a giant disservice. I don't see it going well for this series because the hype got too grand for it. Listen, if you're saying that it already has an anime and a video game by the first chapter, and even though it is played for a joke and it is kind of funny, it got me thinking about internet culture and how, while it can make a series, it can also break a series. It's such an interesting time right now. Like, I guarantee you, I cannot think of a manga title in recent memory that had this happen to it before the first chapter dropped, and how the expectations for something is so monumental that the creator probably didn't even think this would ever happen. And maybe it's not trying to make the greatest series ever. Maybe he's just trying to make a fun Shonen Jump title. And now, while the name is everywhere and people are reading it and curious about it, I just don't see it ending well. And maybe I'm wrong, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it'll be great. Maybe it will be the greatest thing since sliced bread. And you're going to come back to this video and you can comment, I told you, it's the greatest thing ever. Surpassed One Piece in sales. Okay, I would love to witness. I would love to watch that happen. But I also think there's like a larger thing with this series. What does the future of Shonen Jump look like? Because think about this. And while it has happened, the big names have come and gone, and there's been new ones. One Piece is ending. JJK is ending. Black Clover is ending. My Hero is ending. A lot of big Shonen Jump title series are ending. And I think, and I can at least, again, speak for myself, and maybe you are, let me know in the comments, but the future of Shonen Jump is in a very interesting place right now. A place I don't think it's actually been at. All of its tentpole franchises getting ready to say goodbye. And I think as fans, we're left wondering, what's the next big thing? And I'm here to tell you it's Sakamoto days. Let me tell you, Mr. Sakamoto. Let's talk about him. Got him. It's a Sakamoto video. No. And while I do love Sakamoto, and I will have that conversation with you that I think that it should be already up there in, like, you know, the ones coming up. It's already 100+ chapters in. And we've seen a lot of series start, fail, get canceled, maybe have an anime that didn't take off. And I think it can be worrying, right? Like, while this is par for the course of the industry, the big ones go and then they stop and new ones come and take their place. And it will happen again. I think it's one of the first times in a very long time. It's a ton back to back to back to back. And so I really think that's where this meme came from for this series. And while it might help the series, might hurt the series, it's too early to tell because, again, there's only been one chapter. I think the real issue is, what does Shonen Jump look like in 5 years? And while I do have my theories of where I think Shonen Jump's going to go in the future, and if you're interested in that video, let me know in the comments down below, but this is not that video. I think what I really want to talk about is seeing this zeitgeist of the internet getting behind a series and pushing it in such a funny, memey way. It really made me think people are hungry for the new. What's going to replace their favorite series? Because with tentpoles like One Piece, which people are probably still reading that magazine and keeping current because of that series, they grew up with that series, they need to know how it ends. Or My Hero and Black Clover, which I would say is some of the most current things that a lot of people are like, that got me into anime, that got me into manga. That series really connected with me. It's been years, a decade probably, since those series started, and I think fans are interested to when is the next big Shonen Jump title coming. And while it might be Kagurabachi, I know I'm saying that wrong. There's no way that is the title. You're probably in the comments right now typing away like, dude, it's not even close to the pronunciation. Listen, I'm trying. But while it might be that series, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think we're gonna need more than one chapter. Like, that's just me. That's just my my personal opinion. Maybe more than one chapter. Even though the chapter is 55 pages, I'll give you it's a little longer than most typical chapters. We're gonna need more than one chapter to see. But I don't know. Do you have any ideas of where Shonen Jump is going? Do you think this is the next big series? Let's talk in the comments down below. And as always, I appreciate you guys who made it to the end of this video. It means the world to me. And I hope if you're having a bad day, it gets better. If you're having a good day, I hope it becomes fantastic. I'll see you next time.